evening. This is going to be the all signs reading for the week. I'm really behind on my videos. I've been having to work really hard to support myself right now. I've got a couple of different little side gigs that I do, and I have my my sales. So it's taken up a lot of my time and energy, and I may have to cut down to like twice a month with the videos. At least until, my business and my channel take off to where, I can make more money doing this. I'll probably have to cut down to bi-weekly. And once again, I feel like there's some kind of lesson in this for me, because I always talk about clearing fears and focusing your energy on what you want and setting your intention for what you want to manifest. And I really want to manifest this channel to be very, successful, because I feel like this is my sole purpose, but there's a lesson in it somehow. And plus, everything else I'm having to do right now is sucking all of my energy out of me. And I do love my small goods business. Don't get me wrong. I do love that. I've been doing that for like 25 years now. But this is something that, I feel very passionate about. But so videos are going to be a little bit late. I do have Sagittarius, Scorpio, got my twin flame reading done. I've got Libra and Taurus. And I plan on doing Aquarius this evening. And Pisces, if I have the energy. I don't know. I didn't sleep much last night. But I thought if I could just get the all signs reading done, for those of you that have not done your signs yet, this will hold you, because it's probably going to be Sunday before I get everything up. So, and then I'll decide next week if I have the time and the energy to do another week's video. If not, then just watch for them the following week. And so with that being said, and if you would like to donate to my channel, I will put my PayPal email in the description of the video, or if you would like to have a personal reading, definitely get with me and email me your questions or whatnot. I take Cash App and PayPal for that. So let me go ahead and get started. And the first card that I have is the Tradition card. Now, the collective energy for like all of the other readings that I've done this week have been really clearing how you see relationships. Because understand, if you have blocks in love, you will also have blocks in money, because it's the same frequency, and vice versa. If you have blocks in money, you'll also have blocks in love, because it involves being in fear-based energy. It's always fears that block both of these things. And the reason why fears come up is because a lot of us, and I know myself included, saw relationships to be in a certain way. I saw this meme that I actually shared on Facebook today. You'll have to check it out. My link to my Facebook page is in the corner, my channel. That's where all my links are. And it basically was talking about like the old 50s sitcoms like Leave It to Beaver and whatnot. And about how it really did set an unrealistic expectation of what relationships should look like. And so a lot of times we get this idea in our head, and it could have been our grandparents, were married for 50 years and we really looked up to their relationship and we wanted our relationship to look like that. And if it did not look like that, then we judged it as, this relationship here can't be any good, because it doesn't look like my grandparents. It doesn't look like my parents. It doesn't look like the Cosby Show. It doesn't look like the Brady Bunch. So therefore, something's got to be wrong with it. So really judging and really looking at human traditions. Your relationship is not going to look like everybody else's. And as we are ascending as a planet into the fifth dimension, a lot of these old traditions and the way that we viewed relationships in the third dimension, in the physical realm, are no longer going to be sustained, because they're fear-based. They're based on control, the illusion of control, rules, requirements, really setting, and I'm not saying don't set boundaries. It's not that kind of boundaries that I'm talking about. Do set personal boundaries. And how do you set personal boundaries? By always putting yourself first. But what I'm saying is limits. Putting limits on your relationship, because you know what happens when you do that? There are some of us souls that do not do well with rules and authority, and I'm one of them. It's like a group of us souls that just do not do well with that. Now, if you let me be and just know that I'm going, and I don't want to say do what's right, but follow my heart and do what my soul guides me to do. And if you love me, that's what you should want from me anyway, for me to follow my heart and follow my soul. But if you're allowing me the freedom to do that and the freedom to expand and grow, I'm not going anywhere. Why? So I can go and be with somebody who is going to place conditions and rules and requirements on me? No. I'm going to stay where I really feel loved. And what is love? Love is without fear, without conditions, without restrictions, and without rules. And when you do really and understand love is not a feeling, it's a state of being. But when you're in that alignment, that energetic alignment of love that's void of fear with another person, with another human being, and you both just kind of let each other grow and have freedom and space and stuff, neither one of you is going to go anywhere. So that is what I'm saying, release those traditions. To clarify that card, we have breathing is secondary, don't forget to think. A good manifesto is foremost legible. Reconsider your concept of small versus big. And what I got from that card was that whole really taking a look at that whole don't forget to think is really taking a look at any type of beliefs or traditions that you took on from your family or school or whatever that have influenced you, that no longer resonate with you, that you have not released yet, that might be really blocking you in areas of abundance in your life. Because you may have abundance and you miss it. You miss the forest for the trees because it doesn't look like you expect it to look. And the other thing is this, remember your concept of small versus big. And what I got with that was the whole concept of duality. And I've talked about this before. Opposites do not exist. Do collapse that whole illusion of duality. This whole planet is a fear-based planet based on duality. Good, bad, big, small, up, down, black, white. And it causes division when actually all of the whole collective consciousness are all connected. There's no separation. There's only an illusion that we're separate. And we want to judge and put labels on things. But once you collapse that duality and something happens or something shows up to you, instead of trying to figure out where can I label this, where can I fit it in, where can I file it away, but just relax and just let it be and just accept it just like it is, that is where the magic is. The music too. Music is magical. It was a Freudian slip, but it obviously came out for some reason. So if somebody is a musician, what I'm getting with this good manifesto is foremost legible. This could very easily be about writing and expressing yourself through music, writing, a great composition piece, or a song, or whatever you consider to be your personal legacy that is from your soul, that is really truly how you express yourself. If you've been thinking about writing a book, start by writing a blog. Do it. Spirit is saying do it. Go for it. Because you have the Eight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles is all about creating. Look how she's painting. She's creating her reality. And you can do this, whatever you want it to be. It's so magical when you really open yourself up to the abundance of the universe and focus your energy, focus your intentions on what you want, and watch it come to you magically in the most perfect way. It's beautiful. We have wind activation, and that is activating that energy, that power that you have within, that core vibration, that soul energy. And how does that get activated? Well, for some of us, it got activated when we met our soul in the physical body of someone else, which is called twin flames. Some of us just started, spiritually awakening. Maybe something happened. Maybe you had a near-death experience, or something happened that was so traumatic in your life. You experienced the death of a loved one. I know I would actually want to back up a little bit. I met my twin flame September 2016. We went to school together. We were kids together. I'm almost 50. He's 52. We reconnected in 2016. But my mom died in July of 2014, and that really was a catalyst for me, I believe, because the pain was so intense. And and not only that, but she and I had such a codependent relationship to where I felt like I was always under her thumb, that once she died, yes, it was very painful to me, but for once in my life, I felt free, and I started really discovering who I was, and this activated something in me. So whatever was your catalyst for this is happening for you. This is going to be an extra long video, by the way. We have the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords is all about heartache, but also opening your third eye. And how did your third eye get opened? By different experiences that you've had. And, some of them have been painful, like mine were. And this is what got you embarking on this spiritual journey, where you're interested in learning more about the law of attraction, or twin flame connections, or soulmate connections, or the fifth dimension, which I can tell you about because I saw it over the weekend. I've been there for the first time, and I'm really trying to ground myself in that energy, and it's amazing. So I have lots to share. I'm real excited about it. But it took a lot of pain. I had to go through a lot of pain, a lot of clearing over the weekend, and a lot of crying and anger and releasing fears, and it seemed to be just what I needed. So that kind of thing. So if you've been through that kind of thing lately, don't judge it, and don't feel like, because at first I was like, oh my God, I do all this teaching about staying positive, this, that, or whatever, and I just fell to pieces, and I really did judge it. But you know what? It was exactly what had to happen. True love. This is the romance of a lifetime. You have a chance to experience real love. Not that fake TV shit. Not that fear-based stuff. Not that codependent, I'm addicted to you because of how you make me feel, or vice versa type of connection, but a true love connection, if you haven't already. And understand, it might not look the way that you expect it to. So you might be like, this can't possibly be, maybe you have a different belief system, different races, maybe you're a long way from each other, there's distance, maybe there's a huge age gap, and so you're like, how could this ever, you're from different sides of the tracks, so to speak, but don't judge it, because your souls don't even know those things, and you might have known each other before. And we have the King of Swords, and this is just, I'm getting a lot of mental conflict. Really being very conflicted, and it's a very fear-based energy. And you could have possibly have gone through what I went through over the weekend, really having to face your shadow side, which is very hard, because our ego fights. It doesn't want to get out of the way. It doesn't want to die, so to speak. It doesn't actually die, but we just kind of starve it out, and we stop feeding our ego. We stop seeking validation. We stop being in that look at me energy, like I call it, where, you just want to get attention. You give that to yourself instead. So that's really a powerful message that just came through for somebody. Somebody needed that. I know when I was going through my ego just really taking over me and not wanting me to be happy, it was very hard because I have a very strong ego, and she just did not want to take a back seat at all. So to clarify that card, we have Sorceress, Rituals, Power, Will. And this is stepping into your power. And how do you step into your power? When you clear those fears. And they can be any kind of fears. Fear of loss, which can include poverty. You know, maybe you're working yourself to death because you're scared to death you're going to lose stuff. I've lost almost everything. I'm no longer scared to lose shit. You know, give me my shopping cart, I'll go live under the bridge, and I'll still be happy and still try to find a way to do videos. I'll just go to the library and do them. Seriously. I mean, I'm not trying to align to that, but I know that material things are, just like I am not my physical body, my physical things are not what make me happy. And I needed to hear that too. That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful message. Wow. That's how you step into your power, by facing all of your fears. Fears of rejection, fears of loss, any type of fears. The Six of Staves. This is that victory card. And, you know, people are cheering you on, and you're riding in on your horse, and you've done all these amazing things, and you've manifested all kinds of beautiful things in your life, and you're in your power now. You've released these fears and you feel wonderful. Let that be your intention. Let it not be your intention. Let money and love, like a love relationship, not be your sole intentions. Let your soul intention be, both souls, to feel good, to feel amazing, to be free of fears, to be fearless, to be completely empowered, enlightened, to be connected in the fifth dimension, which is a beautiful place, by the way. Let that be your intention. To clarify that, we have the Magician and the mirror. Everyone is our mirror. Everyone. And so look at what people are showing you. Just like the business that I'm in with like the oils and incense, I have been doing this for 25 years because my daughter's dad did this, and I learned how to make incense from him, and I learned how to, you know, where to get the roll-on, or the oils to make the roll-on oils, and, you know, get out there and street vend and really hustle and make money, and I learned how to do that from him. I'm a white female. Traditionally, I am not the right gender or the right race to be doing that, for the simple fact that in the inner cities, you know, it's typically, you know, a black male thing. But because I learned from my daughter's dad, I get out there, and I used to joke and tease all the time that I'm the Tina Marie of the oil business. But, you know, what I'm saying is that the other day I had someone say something to me, and I understand I'm very, very conscious. Even though I know that we are souls and we're more than our physical bodies. And I try not to align to anything that is racial in nature whatsoever. I'm very mindful of it, and that goes anyway, like give or take. I try to like just block that out altogether and just interact with people on a soul level, like your soul to my soul, soul to soul. That's beautiful too, by the way. What I just said, that's soul to soul connection, seriously. But someone had said something to me yesterday in one of the shops that I was in, and it was very, very derogatory to me. And there was a time that my ego would have been like, what? And, you know, would have tried to kind of maybe even fight back a little bit. And, you know, and I just kind of fell back, and I said, you know what? And I didn't say anything to him. I went on about my way, and later on I was thinking about it, and I thought, you know what? It has to be very hard to have so much hate. And understand, you know, I have a whole history degree from Ball State University. I have a bachelor's degree in English and history. And I understand the history. But I also understand, since I've been on this journey, that there are other timelines going on at one time, and that we're in all kinds of different realities all happening at the same time. And some of us have been different races in past timelines. We've been different genders different races. And we're doing this to have certain experiences. So I'm not taking away from the fact or even, saying that someone shouldn't have hate. But I just think it's sad to have so much hate. And you know what happened when I really thought about it? I thought, you know what? I have people that I hate. Not because of their race, but because of shit they've done to me. And I really do hate them. Or I did. And I thought that's very sad that I'm walking around here hating people for something they've done to me when we all planned this, as soul family or whatever, or this is something I aligned to. This was a lesson I wanted to learn. So I really had to clear that myself. I really looked in that mirror. I know that was a very long explanation, a story, but it was like a story in a story. So interact with people soul to soul. It reminds me of the old group Soul to Soul. That's what I was thinking of. I was like, wow, that's where they came up with that name at. 10 of Swords. This is an ending to that mental conflict that you have right now, of really worrying, the anxiety, the stress. Maybe you've been losing shit like I have, because I actually, and I'm real careful about what I get off the internet, but I did find a comprehensive list of ascension symptoms. It was like a really long list. It was like 60 of them, and it was dead on everything that I have been through physically. And one of them was losing everything, losing friends, losing family, losing jobs, losing stuff that, you used to care about, that you thought was important to you, because you're learning detachment. One, you're learning to face your fears of loss. And those things too, once you start aligning to your soul, really going inward, and really shedding your ego and any type of conditionings and fears you have, those things were never who you were anyway. They weren't even for you. So this cycle is coming to an end. To clarify that card, we have the presence of love will always cast out fear. That is beautiful. That's exactly what I've been talking about. Clearing fears. We have the Justice card. And the Justice card, to me, and what I thought of right away when I got this card is, I have had people who have done me wrong, who have done some real shitty things to me that I had a hard time forgiving. I was a battered woman for a couple years in my 20s. It was very horrible. I had a lot of really bad experiences, and old souls choose harder existences, harder realities. And I learned that. I am an old soul, and these were things I wanted to experience. But, I had to really let it go, because there is a karmic balance and checks and balance system in the universe. So believe that once you forgive and let go of anything or anybody that's hurt you, and you forgive them, you do that for you, and it will all be balanced out. There will be justice. You don't have to worry about it. We have the Message card. And I really feel like that message was for somebody. There is somebody out there that's experiencing physical abuse right now. Understand, I know how hard that is, because I went through that, and I know how terrifying it is. But it all starts with codependency. You're very addicted to the person that's abusing you. They're addicted to you, and you're addicted to them. Usually 9 times out of 10, they're on some kind of substance. And they are your drug of choice. So if you are watching this and you are being abused, you need to, first of all, you need to go to a safe place, and you need to cut the addiction cold turkey. It has to be cut cold turkey. It's terrifying. It involves really clearing out these fears. But the other message I'm getting from this card, the presence of love will always cast out fear. What you're experiencing right now is not love. It's not. Love yourself enough to really want to have some peace, and really go inward, and really try to clear out some of these fears and these patterns. And, a lot of times, we get into a marriage or a situation, or there's a child involved, and we feel like we need to stay because that's what society expects of us. We're a wife, we're a mother, And this can be for a male too. A male could be, you know, in an abusive situation, even mentally or emotionally. I mean, God, that's a lot of times that's worse than physical. But just know it's all right to leave. I mean, that message is really coming through for somebody really tough, because when I got this card, that was the first thing I thought about. The shepherd indicates an intense love of life and strong fellow feeling. And so this is this shepherd here is looking over his sheep. And basically the message that I'm getting here is to really these sheep are kind of mindless. They're mindless, and they just go wherever the shepherd has them go. And so a lot of us, we see where it says here, don't forget to think. I believe that goes with this card here. Don't forget to think and really question things that are societal norms, that are expectations of you. Don't be scared to go against the grain, and speak your truth always. The rapiers warn us against assaults which threaten and will occur sooner or later according to the distance from the person. Well, see, I don't do negative readings. I know I got a little negative with the abuse over here, but that message came through very strong. And once again, this is about assaults, and this is about defense. You know, and there is all kinds of abuse. You know, abuse can be having your freedom limited in a relationship, having your growth stunted and stagnated, feeling like you're walking on eggshells. That is not freedom, and that is not love. The presence of love will always cast out fear. So fear and love are mutually exclusive. So if you have any type of fear in your relationship at all, you need to take a look at it, because that is not love. That is codependency. I have this card, and this is a message from Spirit, and I save this for the very end. I do not look at it until I get done with the reading, because I like to see what kind of synchronicities come up. It's real exciting. Dearest to you, we have a secret to share with you. If you act as if all is well, it will be. Act as if you are brave, and you will have courage. Act as if you are loved, and you will be a magnet for love and experience the love of Spirit. Act as if your prayers have been answered, as if you are truly in sync with good fortune. How you think is how you will see the world, interact with it, and draw conclusions from it. If you want to be the person who has the life you want, co-creating and loving what is yours, you need to start acting as if that were the truth. And don't worry about the conditions in your life that seem empty or cavernous, chaotic, or barren. These are temporary and don't even count. Defy them. Act as if you're the luckiest person on the planet. You will be, for you already are. That's the real secret. You are infinite potential. Loving you so much. Rainbows explode in the... What? Explode in the other. All right, well, this is your weekly reading for all signs. And I plan on doing Aquarius after this, and possibly Pisces, but understand the rest of the videos will not be complete till Sunday. I'm trying to organize the time and the energy with everything I have going on right now to keep up with this. So do know that I am working on it. Thank you for watching.